You're watching a cycling adventure from the UK to Poland. I started the adventure from my house in Hertfordshire, just outside of London. I caught the ferry to the Netherlands and cycled through the Dutch cities of Den Haag and Utrecht. And I passed through the German cities of Münster, Bremen, Hamburg and Berlin. I ended the trip in Poznań, the 5th largest city in Poland. I cycled this a decade ago, and it was the longest bicycle tour that I ever cycled, and my favourite adventure that I've done before. The first night I wild camped in a field in Essex. It was probably the worst place I ever camped though. The grass was long and my tent got wet in the morning. This is the port of Harwich. The ferry crossing to the Netherlands was very long. It took 8 hours to get there. I certainly was relieved when we arrived. Cycling in the Netherlands was like cycling in another world. The cycling infrastructure there was amazing. So many segregated paths. I stayed in a hostel in The Hague and I met some great people from Turkey, Canada and Russia. I went along a canal to Utrecht, passing this goat and this great castle. Utrecht was a fantastic city. I climbed the Dom in Utrecht the next morning, which is the clock tower. There were lots of steps to the top, 465 in total.
From in the middle of nowhere.
I got to see a Dutch cycling race come past me while I was cycling in the Netherlands. It's probably the only country in the world where you see someone cycling holding the reins to a horse. This campsite owner took me to a nice secluded spot at a campsite next to the river Niederrhein. And here's me swimming in the river Niederrhein in the morning. Quite unexpectedly, I came across a large festival crowd in this rural village. Münster was a great city and well worth visiting. The cathedral and the old town were beautiful. Northern Germany was mostly flat, which helped me cover long distances each day. In a small town, a German lady gave me €10 after hearing I was cycling from London to Berlin. I was very grateful. This is Bremen. I stayed in Hamburg near the Reeperbahn, and I met some amazing people from Austria, Australia and the UK. The Hamburg Rat House. I cycled through a thunderstorm, and I even managed to capture a few lightning strikes on my action camera. The River Elbe passes through one of Germany's least populated regions. Some towns on the former eastern German side look noticeably poorer, with boarded up houses along the route. That evening I arrived in Mainz and visited this impressive fortress, built in 1565. I reached Berlin. I felt incredibly proud to have reached the German capital. This is the Brandenburg Gate, the famous landmark in Berlin. I found the Soviet memorials on the way to Poland fascinating. They made me realise how far I'd travelled from home. I cycled 95 miles to Poland, the longest ride of the trip. And I arrived in Poland completely unprepared, as my original plan before I set off was to go south to the Czech Republic rather than east to Poland. I spent some time relaxing in this national park, taking in the wide open countryside. I camped by a lake the first night in Poland, in a town called Osno Lubuski. One evening, unsure where I would stay for the night, I asked this man if he knew a campsite in a village called Domero. His family took me into their home for the night and treated me very well. It remains one of my strongest memories from the trip. I had this dog chase me through one town. There were lots of sand tracks in Poland, as the weather had been so dry. When cars drove over them, an awful lot of dust went into the air. I later developed a cough which I put down to all the dust from these sand tracks. Poland seemed to have lakes everywhere. Apart from one strange incident involving a bottle thrown from a passing car towards me, I had a very positive experience in Poland. Poznań was a brilliant destination to end the trip in. It was very picturesque by the market square, and it's one of the oldest cities in Poland. Getting home took me 26 hours, 3 trains, a ferry and a lift back from Harwich. Thank you for watching.